Hey everyone, welcome to Flow Yoga with me, Anna. We're going to be working on some fun stuff today. So make sure that you have a block if you have them at home. If you don't have a block, go ahead and grab a couple of pillows or a bolster and a blanket. So today I have a little free flow planned, or I guess unplanned. So I'm just going to kind of trust my intuition and go with the flow on this one, but I'm really feeling like I want to gear towards some core activation, some glute work, some hamstrings. That way we can work on protecting our low back. And yeah, I hope everyone is doing well today. So with that said, let's go ahead and make our way down to a seat. And we're going to start seated. So cross your legs, remove the fleshy parts from your sit bones, sit up nice and tall. And just begin to settle into this space. Maybe you have some incense burning or some essential oils in the back just for some sensory. Maybe you don't, and that's all right too. And let's just begin to bring awareness to our breath. You can close the eyes and take one step inward. And if you don't wish to close the eyes, you can lower the gaze and look down at your calves or your feet. And so we're just taking a moment here to check in with our breath and notice. Notice if it's slower or faster than what it normally is, or maybe it's just its regular pace for you. Notice where your body is within this room. Maybe you notice the parts of you that are touching the mat or the earth underneath you. Notice your shoulders and pull them back to hover over your hips. And as we set up this breath to body connection, let's begin to deepen our inhales and our exhales. So you can bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, so we can bring in awareness even more so and notice the rise and fall of our breath. So as we breathe in, we push our belly expand, and we feel the heart lift. And exhale, pull the belly to the spine, feel the chest fall. Inhale, fill up the belly, lift the heart. And exhale, let it fall. I encourage you to practice what's called Ujjayi breath, which is a slight constriction of the throat and breathing in and out through the nose. So we're keeping the mouth closed here. Begin to practice this Ujjayi breath for 5 rounds at your own pace. Breathing slowly and mindfully, noticing sensation in the body as you inhale and exhale. Another good tip for Ujjayi breath is to breathe like you're trying to fog up a mirror in front of you. That can help. And it should feel almost like an ocean wave of breath. And you should be able to hear that a little bit too. You can allow the breath to return to normal. So you can release the constriction of the throat here. Bring the hands back down to your knees. We'll inhale, flutter the eyes open, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. On an exhale, twist over to the right. You can use your left hand on your right knee to help twist you just a little deeper if that feels good. Now, I don't want any cranking or any painful movement, so make sure that we're lifting up out of our seat and twisting. You can look over the shoulder if that feels good on the neck. If not, just keep the chin parallel with the earth. One more round of breath here. Inhale deeply. And stay for the exhale. Inhale, sweep back through to center. And exhale, twist over to the opposite side, using the right hand on top of the left knee. Here, sit up nice and tall out of your seat and twist over to the left. You can look over that left shoulder if that feels good. And breathe here. Find another full round of breath. Inhale deeply. And stay for the exhale. Inhale, sweep back through to center. And we'll go ahead and lower our hands down to our knees. From here, we're going to do a little bit of seated cat and cow. So we can bring our hands around our calves or our ankles right here. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll inhale, send the heart forward. And on an exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, send the heart forward. Exhale, round through. Inhale. And exhale. Find a few more rounds of this posture at your own pace. Trusting your intuition to find what feels good for your body. Finding that empowerment in your practice. Knowing that maybe what I'm teaching is a little bit different than how you're practicing, and that's all right. So when you're ready, we'll come back to stillness. And we'll go ahead and sweep our hands over into a tabletop. And from here, we're going to bring our left knee behind our right calf on top of it and begin to make strides up and down the calf muscle. Maybe you make some circles. Maybe you flex your left leg in certain areas. After you do that, you can go ahead and drop the left leg down and switch sides. Bring the right knee behind the left and make those same strides up and down here. Or maybe you make circles like you did on the other side, or flex the right leg on top, back and forth. Finding those little areas or pockets of tension and breathing through. And then we'll drop the right knee back down to meet the left. Go ahead and steel clap the feet just a little here. And before we move, we're going to check in and slow down, making sure we're connected with our breath. So we're going to bring our big toes to touch, Send the hips all the way down towards the heels. Walk the hands out long and bring the forehead to the mat. Finding your child's pose. Breathe here. I'm going to get some music on for you guys. So from your child's pose, begin to walk both of your hands over to the right. And breathe here, pressing that left hip down into the mat. Find another inhale. And walk your hands back through to center on an exhale. We'll inhale, walk both hands over to the left, pressing that right hip down towards the mat. And breathe here. Find another inhale. And exhale, walk your hands back through to center.
Nature.
We'll inhale, begin to lift up, finding that tabletop pose. Tuck the toes underneath and send the hips up and back into a downward facing dog. We'll check in with our downward dog, gripping down through our fingertips, taking some pressure out of the wrists here. And then we'll send the heart towards the thighs. Check in with the backside of our legs by walking our dog or pedaling out. Breathing through here. Finding what feels good in your body. Maybe that is bending both knees and re-straightening. Maybe that's twisting left and twisting right. And coming back to center. We'll find stillness in our down dog. Inhale deeply. And stay for the exhale. Inhale, eyes forward. Slowly walk your feet to meet the front of the mat. And forward fold here. Inhale, reach up to standing. Sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands through heart center, folding all the way back down. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach back up. With exhale, hands fold all the way through heart center. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands. Inhale, raise up, reach up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Take a moment here at Anjali Mudra, our prayer hands, and press the thumbs into the heart space. You can take a moment to close the eyes here if that feels good. Together we are setting an intention for our practice. And if you do not have one, I offer you trusting your intuition, trusting your breath to guide you. However you see, trust. We'll take a moment to breathe that intention in, allow it to fill the space in and around us. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, find a halfway lift, shine the heart. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back 1 foot at a time to a high plank. From high plank, we're gonna shift our weight forward and lower down halfway, or you can lower down all the way, untuck the toes. On an inhale, we'll lift up into cobra. If cobra doesn't feel good, you can find baby cobra. And if you would like, you can also find up dog. Wherever you're at, we'll exhale, send it back to a downward facing dog. Feet together. Inhale the right leg up high, flex the toes towards the face. On an exhale, step it through between your hands. And on an inhale, we'll lift up, sweeping the arms overhead for a high crescent lunge. Checking in with this back heel, we want to make sure it's spiked up towards the ceiling, and we're going to check in with our hips to make sure they're squared out. So if you feel this left hip pulling back, you can tuck it forward, or you can take a wider stance if that feels better. And we'll sweep the arms overhead. Breathe here. Filling up with love and compassion as we breathe here. We'll open up, finding warrior 2 on this right side. Soft gaze over your right middle finger. And we'll check in with our alignment here. So this right knee should be hovering over the right ankle. Take a slight bend in your back left leg. And we'll press down through this left pinky toe. So we'll inhale, arms up, and exhale them to a T. Breathing here. Flip your right palm, lean forward, and reverse your warrior, staying bent into this front leg. Breathe here, inhale deeply. And exhale, windmill the hands back down to frame your front right foot. The left foot spikes up, step back with your right leg. And then we're gonna shift our way over to the right side for a side plank. So we can take different variations in this side plank. You can stack the feet or stagger them. You can stack them on top of each other. If that doesn't feel good, you can bring the left foot behind the right for a little bit of support. And if that still doesn't feel good, drop the right knee, turn it to be parallel with the back of your mat. And then you can bring that left foot down, or you can lift it here. So finding your variation of plank, we'll breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower back down, finding a high plank. We'll move through our vinyasa. And then meet me back in a downward facing dog. Beautiful. We'll take a moment to check in with our breath. Inhale deeply. And exhale, let it go completely. Feet together. Inhale the left leg up high. Exhale, step it in between our hands. On an inhale, raise up to high crescent lunge. And breathe here. So we're checking in with our alignment here also. The back right heel should be spiked up towards the ceiling. If you feel this right hip pulling back, take a step wider and tap that right hip forward. And we'll sweep the arms up and overhead. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Open up warrior two on the right side. Checking in with our alignment here. So this left knee should be hovering over the left ankle. Take a slight bend in this back right leg and press down through your back pinky toe. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms to a T. Inhale, flip your left palm, lean forward, reverse your warrior, staying bent into this front leg, and breathe here. Windmill the hands back down on an exhale, framing this front left foot, the back right foot spikes up. Step your left foot back to meet your right, finding side plank on the left side. Taking whatever variation you did on this left side. So wherever you're at, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we'll lower down, finding our high plank, move through our vinyasa. And then we'll send it all the way back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, eyes forward, slowly walk, step, or hop to the front of the mat. Find a forward fold here. Take a deep bend in the knees if we have low back pain or any issues. And we'll go ahead and let that head fall like it's a magnet. And there's another magnet on your mat. And we'll breathe here. Inhale, raise all the way up to standing. From here, we'll inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Heel toe your feet together. Big toes to touch. Sit deep, chair pose. You also have the option to keep your feet spread apart about hip width distance and sit like this if that doesn't feel good. So we're hugging everything into the midline to protect the low back and make sure we're not dumping here. Let's engage the lower belly. Pull that belly to the spine. Squeeze everything together here and breathe. You can play with leaning back into the heels, lifting the toes. Inhale deeply. Exhale, fold all the way down. You can heel toe the feet away from each other if they're together. Finding that forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Shine the heart, create space. And exhale, fold completely. Plant the hands, step back with both feet. Move through your vinyasa. And then we'll meet in a downward dog. Beautiful. Inhale deeply here. Exhale, let go. Inhale the right leg up high. And exhale, step it through between your hands. Lift up on an inhale to that high crescent lunge. Checking in with the back heel, making sure it's lifting towards the ceiling. Open up, warrior two. Inhale, flip your right palm, lean forward, and reverse your warrior on an exhale. Arms back to a T, and straighten this front leg. And we're going to find triangle pose. So if you have a block nearby, put that on the outside of your right foot. You can shorten your stance if that feels better. Arms out to a T. We'll shift forward, sending the hips towards the back of the room. And then we'll bring that right hand to a block. Squeezing our thighs together here. The left arm is stacked on top of the right arm. So we're making a clean line of energy here. You can look up at that left hand if that feels good. If not, stay looking down at the right. Breathe here. Slowly bend into this right leg, finding, you can move your block, finding a half moon. So I'm going to take a step off of my mat. Finding your half moon, stacking your hips, keeping those shoulders and the arms stacked on top of each other to create that clean line of energy. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly lower down, finding that warrior two. Beautiful. From here, we'll inhale deeply. Exhale, windmill the hands back down to frame that front foot. We'll step the right foot back to meet the left, finding side plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down to the high plank. Move through your vinyasa, or feel free to skip it and meet me in downward dog. Wherever you're at, breathe in deeply and exhale completely. Feet together, inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, raise up, finding high crescent. Checking in with our alignment as we move. Inhale deeply, open up, warrior two. Soft gaze over your left middle finger. Flip your left palm, lean forward, and reverse to your warrior. And back to a T. Straighten this front left leg, finding the block, placing it on the outside of our left leg. I'll go ahead and turn towards you so you can see. We can shorten our stance here if we need to. Arms out to a T. Shift the hips back and lean forward with the arms, tilting the left arm down till it meets the block. Creating that same line of energy with the arms. Pull the belly to the spine. Squeeze the thighs together and breathe here. You can look down at your left foot if that feels better. If not, you can look up at your right arm. Look down at your left foot. Go ahead and start to bend into this left foot, grounding down. You can bring your right hand to your hip. Bring the block out in front of your left foot, finding a half moon here. So again, I'm going to take a step off my mat so you guys can watch me. So it's okay if you fall out of this. It's about trusting your intuition, finding what feels good, making sure we're grounded before we lift, and flexing the feet towards the face. Maybe you point and flex. Stacking the hips and the shoulders. And then we'll slowly lower down, finding warrior two on this left side. So finding that warrior two, we'll inhale deeply. Exhale, windmill the hands back down, framing that front foot. Step the left foot back to meet the right, finding side plank on the left. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to high plank. Move through our vinyasa or meet me in down dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale, drop the knees to the mat. Bring the knees out wide, big toes to touch, send the hips all the way back. Forehead meets the mat. Allowing your breath to settle in this moment. Maybe you take a break to get a sip of water, pat yourself off from sweat. And we'll all meet back in this child's pose. Allowing your breath to slow down and let any energy that's been created settle. And just notice. Notice any sensation that's changed or anything in the body that feels different or new. Breathing through here. Inhale, slowly lift back up, and we'll sweep the legs out in front of us. So we're gonna find Navasana, or AKA boat pose, for some core activation here. So if you have a block or something nearby that you can squeeze with your legs, you can place that in between your knees to help with core activation. Now you don't have to have that, that's just an option. The main thing is, even if you can't lift both of your legs, I want you to trust your intuition and find a range or an option that feels best for you. So maybe you can't lift both of these legs up, and you're just gonna play with lifting one at a time. But first, before we start getting ahead of ourselves here, let's remove the fleshy parts from our sit bones. Sit up nice and tall, feet are flat on the mat, hearts lifted. Slowly begin to, you can bring your hands behind your thighs and slowly begin to lift one foot at a time until both are lifted, but the heart is still lifted and shining forward. So here, this is a great place for the block between the knees for that extra core activation. But again, if you cannot lift both, just play with lifting one and then the other. Just so that way your body is getting an idea of what we're doing here. So you play with doing that. If you don't want the block at all, that's fine. And you can stay lifted here. You can release your hands if that feels good. Or as I like to say, is release the kraken. You can straighten your legs and point. Staying lifted with the heart here. And hold wherever you're at for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Beautiful job. So our feet are planted back on the earth. Our heart is lifted. Breathe here. And exhale. We'll take another round, finding your variation. And hold. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower it down. You're gonna move the block if you have one, or you can hold on to it. We'll inhale deeply. And exhale. Take one more round here. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Beautiful job. You're gonna move that block to the side. And we'll extend the legs out long, give them a little shake. Sit up nice and tall. You can bend the knees, bring the feet flat on the earth. Scoot the hips towards the heels here. And then we're slowly gonna lower down. If you like, you can keep the block nearby. So from here, we're going to find bridge pose. So on an inhale, we'll lift our hips towards the ceiling. You can make minor micro adjustments by Pressing down through the feet, bringing the shoulders behind the heart. Pull the belly towards the spine here. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On an exhale, slowly lower down until the hips are the last thing to meet the earth. We'll take another round here. Inhale the hips up. You can take a block underneath for supported bridge if that's in your practice today. And if not, you can hold. We're going to hold a little longer here for about 10 breaths. So really slowing down here. Returning to our breath, taking that step inward, trusting our intuition to guide us. Extend the right leg out long, sweep the right arm overhead and towards the left here. And exhale, bring it back down. Stretch the left leg out long, the left arm overhead. Move towards the right side. And exhale, move it back. Finding stillness for 5 more breaths. Inhale, slowly lift your hips up off of the block. And on an exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Once we make contact with the mat, you can rock gently left to right here, creating a little windshield wiper action. This can be very dramatic or subtle, yogi's choice. Maybe you don't even do the windshield wipe and you just extend the legs out long to give them a little shake. We'll go ahead and bring both of our feet flat on the mat. Inhale the right leg up high, cross it over the left, and then bring that left knee towards the chest, wrapping our hands around the left thigh. For figure 4, aka reclined pigeon. Wherever you're at, breathe. Make sure that this left foot is flexing towards your face, and that the right foot is flexing towards your knee. Pressing the hips down into the mat. Noticing sensation. And breathing through, sending that loving energy to our right hip. You can use the right elbow to press the right knee away. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Finding another round of deep breath here. And exhale, slowly and mindfully unwind, dropping that left foot back down to meet the mat, and then cross your right leg. Bring it back down. And we'll just take a moment here to just pause and notice sensation. So without moving, we're just going to take a breath here. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Find another round of breath. And exhale. Just pausing to notice sensation on the right side. Maybe something shifted, and maybe it didn't. And that's all right. We're just taking a moment to notice and honor our experience. Well, inhale, lift the left leg up high, cross it over the right knee. Bring that right knee in towards the chest, arms wrap around the right thigh. Maybe you already notice a difference between your sides, like I do. My left side is tight, and that's all right. And I did not mean for that to rhyme, but that's all right too. So we'll take a moment here, check in with our alignment, make sure that our feet are flexed, press the hips down into the mat, press the elbow, the left elbow into the left knee to press it away and create a little deeper stretch of that left hip, and breathe here. Sending that same loving energy to this left hip. Inhale deeply here, and exhale, slowly unwind. Uncross your left leg, bring it back down, stretch the legs out long if you like, and take a moment to pause here and just notice sensations on the left side. Take another deep breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. I invite you to take any last postures that you like. My favorite is always waterfall, just because I have hamstring issues, and you can bring a block underneath your hips here, lifting your legs up towards the ceiling for a little supported waterfall. This is really good for the back of the legs, the hamstrings, and it also helps the low back. So we'll take a moment here in whatever posture. Maybe we found a happy baby, or a plow pose, or a shoulder stand, or a supine twist, or maybe we're in waterfall. And if you're in waterfall with me, I invite you to flex the toes away and then flex them towards you. And then make circles with your ankles in one direction, and then make them in the opposite direction. Bring both of your feet flexed towards you, and maybe spread your toes out wide. And close them, and spread your toes out wide. And close them. One more round. Spread your finger toes. Spread your toes wide, and release. We'll return to our breath. Slowing down, really allowing that parasympathetic nervous system to take hold here. slowly lower down one leg at a time. Remove the block if you have one. And go ahead and set yourself up for Shavasana. So spread your legs out long, feet as wide as the mat. Back of the hands meet the earth. Maybe you invite a pillow or a blanket here. I'm just going to set myself up for our closing, and you guys stay resting. So I invite you to take any wiggles that you need to. Wiggle the fingers, rotate the wrists, maybe you rotate the ankles. Shake anything out, letting go for this final resting pose. And as we sink into this Shavasana, this restful, peaceful pose, I invite you to close the eyes and imagine there is a glowing ball of energy in your heart space, in your heart chakra. And maybe that ball is pink or green. And as you inhale and exhale, that glowing ball of energy is getting larger. And so maybe it's starting to expand across the chest, into the shoulders, and down through the body. Maybe it's reaching all the way to your fingertips, to your heels, to your toes, until this ball is holding you and embracing you completely. And this energy, it feels loving, feels peaceful, it feels trusting. Like you can really let go. With your next inhale, draw up grounding energy from the earth. And exhale, release. You can keep the lips parted, breathe however you want. Maybe just relaxing the breath. And you still feel this warm, loving energy with each restful breath that you take. You relax deeper into a state of calm, trusting peace. With each breath, you relax deeper into this state. You can stay in this restful posture as long as you please. And if you're ready to move, you may do so also. You can Start waking up the body by inviting natural and organic movement, maybe wiggling the fingers or the toes or flexing the feet towards and away or rotating the wrists. And bend both knees and make your way over onto your right side. And before we sit up, let's just take a moment here to practice gratitude for showing up to the mat today, for practicing and trusting your intuition. I can't create that for you. I can only hold space for you to create that. So take a moment to be grateful for not me, but for yourself. And find gratitude for this present moment and this breath. And when you're ready, press yourself up into a seat, and we'll go ahead and close out class together. So we'll remove the fleshy parts from our sit bones, bring our hands to our heart center, sending out love to everyone that we know, everyone that we've yet to meet. And then bring your thumbs to your third eye or brow point, sending that same love to ourselves. Together we bow forward. Sat Nam, truth is my identity. Thank you guys for practicing with me. I will be back on Tuesday at 9:30 in the morning for the same style vinyasa flow. I'm also planning on hopping on and sharing a little bit of some other information about astrology and maybe some oracle cards and a few other things. So stay tuned for some new content coming soon. Thank you so much for joining in. Have a great rest of your weekend.